In this bulletin, over 300 new infections recorded with 4 deaths. Fiji's test positivity too high. And Health Ministry to reduce vaccination gap. Like Fiji. 312 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded in the 24-hour reporting period, ending at 8 yesterday morning. Of these cases, 17 are from the Western Division. 4 cases are from the existing containment zones of Kremlin and Yuma settlement in Nandi. 1 is a prison officer from Suba in the Tawua prison compound. Permanent Secretary for Health, Dr. James Fong, says the officer was undergoing quarantine as part of a movement from the red zone to the green zone, similar to the prison officers reported positive in Raki yesterday. The second case in Tawua lives at the PWD quarters and his source of transmission is under investigation. There are also 4 new cases from Lobo Lautoka with unknown sources of transmission. 7 contacts of these Lobo cases in Lautoka have also tested positive. The remaining 295 cases are from the Lami-Nosori containment zone. 10 cases are in the Lami-Nosori zone are from new areas of interest, which include Kostule Supermarket, Golden Manufacturers, and the Kidney Foundation of Fiji. 4 more people have died from COVID-19 in Fiji, bringing the total number of deaths during the second wave to 19. Investigation into the death of a 82-year-old woman from Gawia Lami confirms she died from COVID-19. She had pre-existing medical conditions, was bedridden, and died at home. The second death is of a 68-year-old man from Turak. The man died on Monday at the CWM Hospital's intensive care unit. The third death is a 39-year-old woman from Noli Strait in Suva. She also died at the CWM hospital. The fourth is a 70-year-old man from Visarilami who presented in respiratory distress and died at the Ruwanga Health Center on Monday night. According to protocol, he was swabbed and tested positive. A 54-year-old male who tested positive for COVID-19 at the Colonial War Memorial Hospital has also died. The national 7-day average daily test positivity is an area of concern for the Health Ministry as it continues on an upward trend and currently stands at 8.3%. This is too high when compared to the World Health Organization's threshold of 5%. Dr. James Fong says 154,009 samples have been tested since this outbreak started in April 2021. 3,073 tests have been reported for 27 June. Dr. Fong says updated testing numbers from the Nandi Hospital Laboratory have been received from the 26th to the 27th of this month. Therefore, the total testing numbers for those days have been updated. The national 7-day daily test average is 3,026 tests per day, or 3.4 tests per 1,000 population. The Health Ministry will soon be able to reduce the gap between the first and second doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine from 12 weeks to 8 weeks. Vaccination Task Force head Dr. Rachel Davey says with the increasing number of cases, this will be a bonus as it will provide better protection at an earlier stage. Dr. Davis says there was not much difference between the results for 8 weeks and 12 weeks. She says reducing the dosing interval will help protect the community from the increasing prevalence of the Delta variant. The 8 weeks time frame has been recommended by the World Health Organization.
One of the things that we know is that the first dose provides a certain percentage of protection, and the second dose comes up as high as 92% reduction in hospitalization, severe illness, or death from COVID-19. This is mainly with the Delta variant that this study was done.
Meanwhile, the Health Ministry has launched a vaccine dashboard that will provide real-time data on the first and second dose numbers at the national, divisional and sub-divisional levels. Dr. Fong says the dashboard offers 8 different map overlays that shows the number of first and second doses administered. A total of 8,194 Fijians have received the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine and 1,794 second doses were administered nationally in the last 24 hours. The Fiji Ports Corporation is currently cautious with its operations at the Narayan Jetty in Suba, With a number of COVID-19 cases recorded in 2 of the vessels serving the Outer Islands, Chief Executive Vajira Piasana says being COVID-19 compliant is crucial. Piasana says with cases confirmed in the Lomaiviti Princess 4 and Liahona vessels, this has triggered them to work to ensure that the wharf is safe for workers and vessel crews.
It is actually 100% operational from our end, but these restrictions are due to as a safety precautions for these already infected staff that they are on board.
Some youths from the infamous public rental board flats in Mid Road, Nambua are now in police custody. Acting Commissioner of Police Rusiate Tundravu says these youths were drunk and disorderly at the property. Tundravu says his concern is that despite advisories and surge in cases of COVID-19, people continue to be self-centered. Tundravu says people need to be responsible citizens and adhere to the COVID-19 safety protocols given by the Health Ministry.
We can be tough if people would like to test the police officers, and I would like to state that at this point in time, whilst we are mindful of the hardship that we are going through, we will continue to pull in people if they don't behave.
To safeguard its residents, the Raj Motilal community in Rewai, Suva are closely monitoring the movement of people into the area. With positive COVID-19 cases emerging in the Rewai-Rewanga area, community representative Timothy Nanobu says they can't take any risks. Nanobu says residents live in close proximity and preventing the spread of coronavirus in the housing area is crucial.
The only way we can protect our community, because if not, this sickness can come around the community. And with this housing project, it easily can spread all throughout, because we're just visiting, we are staying here as families, friends, visiting each other. The coronavirus can easily affect each and every one.
And to our latest COVID-19 update. There were 312 new cases in the 24-hour period ending 8 a.m. yesterday morning. The Central Division once again has the majority of the new infections, recording 295 cases. 17 cases are from the Western Division. Fiji has recorded 4,074 cases since April of this year. There are now 3,306 active cases in isolation, with 808 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll now stands at 21. Up ahead, Kuruboli only halfback in camp. He confirmed for Olympics. Stay with us. Welcome back. 3 Flying Fijian squad members are stuck in Australia at the moment due to the current COVID-19 situation. As Aquila Dhama reports, it's unclear when Frank Lomani, Teddy Teller and Moses Sorobi will join the rest of the team in New Zealand. With 2 halfbacks still in Australia, it means a local number 9 may get his chance.
Tailevu halfback Simeone Kuruboli is now in the running to wear the number 9 jersey in the first test against the All Blacks.
The Australian-New Zealand trans-Tasman bubble, a travel bubble, is stopped at the moment. So these 3 players are in Australia and can't get to us. And that's a concern. So, you know, Simi might have to play a big role as a local player, young player, in the first test match against Australia if we can't get these players out of Queensland.
Kota is impressed with local players Kuruboli, Onisi Ratabe and Vinaya Hambosi.
We've got a couple of players coming from the Sevens that Sevens gave to us, so we're having a look at them, and they're obviously very fit, very fast, and they've just got to fit into our 15s game.
Even Captain Levani Mbotia is just as excited as the local ruggers.
Being invited to be on the part of this group. We are part of the special talent in the young boys. I was excited.
The Flying Fijians' first test against the All Blacks is on the 10th of next month in Dunedin, followed by the second in Hamilton a week later. Aquila Dhama, FBC Sports.
National table tennis rep Sally Yu will make her second Olympic Games appearance. The 20-year-old first competed in the 2016 Rio Olympics and have qualified for this year's Games in Tokyo. Team Fiji Chief Dimission Patrick Bauer says Yu's track record has been impressive, earning her ticket to Japan.
Her performance for the Oceania region, she still had a high ranking, which automatically qualified her. So she automatically went on. The universality places, as we all well know, went to athletics for 1 and 2 for swimming. But for Sally, she earned her place.
The Fiji Football Association is having its fingers crossed to resume competitions behind closed doors. Chief Executive Muhammad Yusuf says they have reviewed their calendar again with hopes of resuming by late August. He says the priority now is to get all players vaccinated before approaching the Sports Commission for a possible start.
We are looking at a startup of late August, and with fingers crossed, hopefully we'll get all our players vaccinated, and then a request will be made to the Sports Commission if we can play with or without spectators, you know.
Sports Commission Chair Peter Macy reveals they are working closely with Ministry of Sports and the Health Ministry for the safe return of sports, with first option of holding competitions behind closed doors. A 21-year-old aspiring to become Tonga's first ever Olympic weightlifter found herself at the center of a social media storm when it was thought her sport was taken up by transgender Kiwi Laurel Hubert. However, now the youngster will go to Tokyo as a wildcard, and it was likely a reaction due to the backlash from around the world. Cloudy periods with some showers over the southern, eastern and interior parts of Viti Levu and Wunu Levu, Kandavu, Tabiuni, Lau and Lomaiwiti group. Elsewhere, find apart from afternoon or evening showers. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fg. Until tomorrow morning, take care and may you enjoy midweek.